Law Week continues here on KHON2, and today we're discussing a topic that many of us avoid but should definitely consider doing: estate planning. Now, that includes having a will. To break it down for us, we're joined by attorney Jeff Sodke, who is here to tell us all about what we need to know regarding this topic. So, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So happy to have you, because this is something, a lot of us don't like talking about, but it's something we should all do. But at what point does a person have to have a certain amount of assets to start their planning?
No, having an estate planning is more than just having a will or a trust. It allows you to plan in advance for, unforeseen things like illness or even unexpected passing away. So having an estate plan would allow you to appoint trusted individuals, family members, friends, things like that, to act on your behalf if you come across an instance where you can't do so for yourself.
Okay, and so if there's not a minimum amount of assets, what about age? About what time should you start?
So I think for anyone older than 18, I think they should have an estate plan.
Wow.
They might not, someone that young might not need a will or a trust or something more complex like that, but having something like a power of attorney or an advanced healthcare directive can help them to plan for unforeseen injuries or illnesses, because life can be unpredictable.
That's
and
true.
Having that can help to avoid, expensive court proceedings if something unexpected happens.
So give an example of that. What would be a consequence of not having one?
So not having an estate plan, if someone, suddenly got ill or suddenly was not able to make healthcare decisions or financial decisions for themselves, it could lead to expensive court proceedings like conservatorships or guardianships, where a court would appoint someone to act on your behalf, to manage your affairs, manage your finances, make healthcare decisions for you. If someone passes away unexpectedly and does not have an estate plan, then Hawaii's laws might dictate who gets your assets and how much they get, which might not be consistent with what you actually want. It can also require a probate proceeding to be open, where, again, a court would appoint a representative to act on your estate's behalf to distribute your assets and settle your claims. And, a lot of people want a family member or a friend to be the one handling that, and the person who ultimately gets appointed might not be who they really wanted.
Right. So it really just solidifies that you're getting what you want, even when you potentially wouldn't be able to be vocal about it.
Exactly.
So, for example, what would people do that already have it? Should they be making any changes? If you already have an estate plan, do you need to check in on it? I don't know.
Yeah, so one of the big issues that we see a lot is making sure that your trust is, or your estate plan is properly funded. So generally that means, making sure that the assets that you want to be owned by your trust are transferred into your trust, whether it's having your home conveyed into your trust or having certain bank accounts owned by your trust, things like that. The other thing is to always make sure that your plan reflects your current wishes. Sometimes things like a child or a grandchild is born, or a death of a loved one, retirement, or even marriage or divorce can affect what a person's wishes are. And so you always want to make sure that it's kept up to date to reflect what you actually want. But at minimum, we recommend checking in with your attorney every 3 to 5 years, just to make sure that any significant law changes are addressed, and that you're always keeping up with what you actually want.
And a lot of times too, sometimes maybe you forget who you had it going to. So it's good to double check on it and make sure, if anything has changed, that you can do that. Are there any other benefits?
Yeah, so I mean, having an estate plan, like I was saying, has the ability to let you plan for, unexpected incapacity and unexpected death, but you can also do more advanced planning, where, you can plan in advance for minimizing certain kinds of taxes, planning for the special needs of a loved one, for long-term care planning, if, somebody expects enhanced healthcare costs as they get older, and even planning for your pets. So if you want to make sure that your pet is well taken care of and has money provided for its benefit after you're gone, then you can do that as well.
Pet care planning. I had
Pet
no
care
idea.
planning, yep.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you
and
for
breaking
having
that
me.
down for us. And again, if you haven't done this just yet, any adults after 18 needs to be getting on it. Okay, well, if you have any questions for a lawyer today on today's topic of elder care or estate planning, you can call in today between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. And the best thing is, you guys, it's free. You're getting free legal advice. The number to call, 591-0222. That's, again, our Action Line Law Week. So grateful for the service that you guys provide. So thank you so much for doing this. And thank you for breaking this down for us.
Thank you.